What's going on, y'all? Down South 77 here again, and this is 3 Star Draw. This is the Adult Collector channel where we talk about G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe stuff, and every once in a while we're going to be talking about some stuff that is not G.I. Joe. Today is one of those onces, or one of those wows. We're not going to talk about G.I. Joe today. We're going to be talking about a character from a movie from my favorite genre of movies, which is, of course, that's right, horror. We're going to be talking about Michael Myers. And I'm going to be taking a look at the NECA Ultimate Michael Myers figure from Halloween Kills. Now, I don't have any of these guys yet. I look at them and I always want to buy them, but they're NECA, they're kind of pricey. They really didn't fit my theme, but I'm kind of starting to branch out and pick up a few things here or there, and the price is right. And I did pick him up on sale last week, so it's like I've been looking at this figure in the store, and I've almost bought it so many times, but I'm just like, yeah, I just can't pull the trigger on it. So I found it on sale. I picked it up and it got here the other day. Actually got here with the Princess Bride figures. So you might ask, why Halloween Kills? Well, first off, let it be undisputed that Halloween is the best horror movie of all time. I mentioned in my Princess Bride video that my probably top 10 or 15 movies, there's fewer or a few slots that'll interchange, and depending on my mood. When it comes to horror, there are two that are at 1 and 2, and they will forever stay there. That is the first Halloween, and that is The Exorcist, of course. The first Halloween is the perfect horror movie. And I know some people might go, oh, but it don't have any blood. There's no gore. There's not a lot of cussing. It looks dated. Forget all that. It was made in a time before you needed all that blood and gore, when you still had plot and suspense. They still knew how to write movies and do scores for movies that added to that plot and suspense. Saw come along and changed the game because they replaced suspense and plot and any semblance of story writing and replaced it all with gore. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Saw. I love every one of the Saw movies. But aside from it being in that genre, it's comparing apples to oranges. It really is. They're both fruit, but they are not the same thing. And Halloween is better than all of them. It's got everything you need to make a perfect Halloween or a perfect horror movie. So why Halloween Kills? Because they have done movies from, I think, most of the other Halloweens. I think we've gotten the originals anyway. So I picked this one up. I've got mixed feelings on the new trilogy that they did that killed him off. And believe me, if you've seen Halloween Ends, they killed him off. Um, I liked the first one and the second one, Halloween 2018, and when they come out with Kills. I love those two, and I love the look of the mask in Kills. At the end of Halloween 2018, he's caught in a basement of the house that's on fire, and from the looks of it, he's dead. And the last thing you see is the shot of him looking up where he's trapped, and flames are going everywhere. Like propane jets, like literally propane jets. And of course, somehow he survives because they did 3 movies, and we knew they were doing 3 movies, so that part wasn't suspenseful. But in Halloween Kills, when you see him, he has survived the fire, and the mask is all burnt and melted on one side of his face. It's all jacked up, and I always thought, aside from the very first movie, um, that was the best looking mask. That was the coolest looking mask. Because in that movie, before that happens, the mask is already 40 years old because it's supposed to be the original mask, so it looks all funky, and then it melts to the side of his face a little bit. So why Halloween Kills instead of one of the figures that they've done from the first Halloween? Well, it was on sale, and it is one of my favorite looks for the mask. So let's go ahead and take a look at this dude. I don't have the ring light on because of the glare. This is what the box looks like. That's what I'm talking about. You can see that where it's all melted. I just think it looks so nice. And there's that side, just kind of there we go, on both sides, and then the back. That's all the different stuff that he comes with. And this is also part of why I wanted this this particular one, is because he has some kills in this movie that were phenomenal. And of course, they did update it for you Saw lovers for these movies. They are brutal. Now they're not quite Rob Zombie's uh, Halloween and Halloween 2 remake brutal, which that'll be a discussion for another time. Um, but they're close. Like they added stuff for modern horror fans into this movie, and it blended together well. It all worked perfectly till the last one, and then I think they forgot what they were even setting up. Anyway, for another time, perhaps. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this dude open. I'll open him up and we'll see what he looks like. Kind of show him in the sleeve, and then I will get him out and get all his accessories out. He comes with a bunch of stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at Mikey. Alrighty, here. So we got, does have the nice Velcro patch there on the box. Of course, it is NECA. So there's all the stuff that he comes with. You know how well you can see that in there. But anyway, that's presentation when you open him up. Got a nice shot of the figure here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out. These this new Halloween trilogy, I think people really didn't care for it because of the way it ended. You, I don't know. I mean, it's a horror movie. You got to take the good with the bad. uh, there are not many of them that have sequels that all of them are perfect in. I'll go ahead and get that box out of the way over there. So that is what all he comes with. And that is one thing, like I said, that I really, really liked about this set and the way they do these. I know it's kind of dark. I'll cut the light on here in just a minute. Is they come with the accessories that are expired by that particular. Did I say expired? Inspired by that particular movie. That's one thing that I really like about what NECA does with their stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop him out, get these ties cut off, and get this stuff out, and we'll take a look at it kind of separately here. All right, we got him out there. I bet the highest paid people are at NECA are not the sculptors. They're the people who have to sit and twist these little things together all day. I got one undone, and then I just grabbed some snippers and I cut the other two, and they're actual wire. So that's where some of your money's going when you buy NECA, is you get actual wire. He does come with this cool little backdrop here. Just gonna show it. It's like the supply closet there. It's got the dolly, and got a desk and a cabinet. And I'm trying to remember where this is out of. It seems like I should know that. And I was actually looking over the box again, and I forgot. So at the bottom, you kind of get a breakdown of what's going on with this movie. It says the Strode women join a group of other survivors of Michael's first rampage, which means from 1978, because this is 18 was a sequel, this was the sequel, and then Ends was the next sequel. So technically, there's only 4 of these in canon. Who decide to take matters into their own hands, forming a vigilante mob that sets out to hunt Michael down once and for all. Evil dies tonight. And it says what he includes. That was the tagline for this movie, was Evil dies tonight, which turned out to be wrong. Actually, what happened that night was half that damn town died that night. That's another reason this movie is so fantastic. I did go over him a little bit with the hair dryer just then because these NECA figures, everybody always says make sure you warm them up a little bit before you start messing with them. You can hear that squeak a little bit, like he's got a mouse in his jumpsuit. So let's take a look at him. So you can see there on the left side of his face how that mask is all burnt. Even the side of his jumpsuit there has got burn marks on it. Awesome, awesome sculpt on it. The paint apps on it do show up. It's showing up. My monitor on my laptop is really washed out, so I never know how well this stuff is showing up. I need to get a new laptop, but we'll do that for another day. So it's got the nicely sculpted wrinkles there. We got a couple of marks over here on the right side under the shoulder, which are gunshots. You can see that, and actually, I mean, they look like gunshots, most definitely in the jumpsuit there. But you see how my thumb is resting against that, like that pocket. It's actually raised. Uh, this was a Mezco figure. That pocket would probably open. But you can see this pocket's different. This one's got the flap on it. The mechanic's jumpsuit. It's got the nice wrinkling all the way down. There is a little bit of a color variation below the knee. It doesn't stand out from a distance, but when you get it up close, if the camera's picking it up, you can tell. So I mean, down to his boots, you got the boots, the laces, the cuffs, where it's wrinkling up at the bottom, kind of like shipwreck. This looks a lot better. I'll move him around, and yeah, I hated him up. That right arm's pretty tight. Not a lot of range of motion in it because of the top there on the shoulder. These guys do have double jointed elbows, so you can get them into all kind of awesome stabby poses. So he only comes with the one right hand, and it does have where he can hold the knife. So on his left hand, of course, if you've seen the movie, hey, look, Michael Myers knows about 3-star draw. Look at there. I can't I can't do it with those fingers though. That hurts. Probably hurts a whole lot more for him. So he's got the bandaged hand. Lori lops off 3 of his fingers at the end of the first one. Looks just amazing. They're all bloody and they're bandaged up. And he does come with several posable hands that you can swap out for the left hand, but just the one for the right. I'm just blown away by the detail in this mask. The hair looks good. Of course, that was always the point of contention on the different Michael Myers masks was the hair. And they used that horrible mask in part 5. And actually, there is a NECA figure for part 5 for that Michael Myers, and I do want to get it. I'd like to get all the Michael Myers. So he's got ankle rockers. Not a lot of front to back motion there. I don't think there's even a cut there for that. Looks like it's just on a ball that mostly goes side to side. So the knees are single pin knees. So not going to do a whole lot of you know, I'm sure you can pose him around to where he can get down on one knee because he was down on one knee in the movie, and they pretty much make these things so you can recreate just about any movie pose with them. Of course, you cannot see any pins anywhere. Uh, these are covered by the sag of the jumpsuit there. And look at the back. Look at the way that's sculpted in. Just looks fantastic. The wrinkles in it. That's the word I've been trying to think of is wrinkles. And he does. You can see he's got a blue undershirt on underneath. Let's take a look at the other head that he comes with. I'm not really. I don't see a difference in these two, other than if you have him taking the mask off. Perhaps it does. It's not just a prop. It does have a peg in there. And then let's take a look at some of the stuff he comes with. So he comes with this mask, which in that movie, you see this mask in the first movie. One of the best parts in it. Excuse me. Ooh, had to get some water there. All right, so like I says in the first movie, it's in this movie when you see this mask, you see the kid that's wearing this mask. There's some kids that are wearing masks that are a callback to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch that are wearing the three masks from that movie. And of course, that's the one movie that's not associated with Michael Myers because they were originally intended to be anthology movies. They weren't all supposed to be about Michael Myers, but it was so successful that they just kept going, and then they decided they did want to make one, and everybody wanted more Michael Myers. So anyway, you see this, there's some kids that are wearing those three masks from that movie, and this is one of them. And so presumably he's seen later holding this mask, and he's carrying it. And this might not be, I don't think this is the hand. Oh, that was convenient. I don't think this is, yeah, this is the hand for it. Come on, work with me. These pegs are so small. Look, now he's Michael Skywalker. I know that was the other hand. Ooh, those go in. Those do not like to go in, do they? So I am going to heat up this hand for just a second. I don't like stopping to do that, but I also don't want to break this peg. So just a second. There we go. Hate to do that off camera, but I hate to break the peg on this even more than that. So you see him later in the movie, and he's carrying this mask. You see him holding this mask like that, which indicates that he killed the kid that was wearing that mask. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. They're like right in the age group where Michael Myers might or might not kill somebody that gets in his way. But this is a much more brutal Michael Myers than what we've seen. So presumably he kills this kid and pulls his mask off because he is seen carrying it like this. It's in the trailer for this movie. Just an awesome recreation of that scene there. Given the difficulty with that peg, I'm not even going to swap the head because I don't see much of a difference in these heads. Do you guys? They look exactly the same, so maybe it's just a spare head. Is that something? Is that something that NECA does a lot? And they'll give you a spare of the exact same head. Because to me, I can't see a difference in them. So, given the difficulty with that peg, I'm not going to try and swap heads because I don't see the benefit of it's not going to show anything different. But that is cool because maybe I can put that on somebody else. Yep, I knew the hand was still soft from heating that up, so that wasn't going to stay. So, here's his other hand. He does have a closed hand that he can hold something with, and then he has the regular old 3-star draw hand that he come with. So let's take a look at his accessories real quick. This is awesome. This is he stabs a lady in the neck with a fluorescent tube light bulb. Could you imagine getting stabbed with anything worse than that. You probably can, but just for sake of my video, just imagine you can't. So this is a fluorescent light bulb tube that has blood all over it, and this end is broken. Like this is you actually see down in there, and it's of course not jagged, but it was jagged. It was pretty jagged in the movie when he put it in that lady's neck. And looks like it. And you think she's dead. You actually do see her later, but she's like one of the only people that you think that he killed that he didn't kill. So he's got, of course, he's got his trusty butcher knife. You wouldn't be Michael Myers without a butcher knife. Man, look at the gleam on that. Shling! You hear it, can't you? So he does come with that one, and he does come with a bloody version of it. Actually, it is an entire, not that version, it's an entirely different knife. He has this knife at a different time in the movie. I think he gets this one. I think this is the first one that he grabs in that movie. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But either way, this is the bloody one. I mean, it's got the blood on this knife is 2 or 3 different colors. Got nice splatter there on it. Of course, this one is not as shiny, of course, because it is soaked in blood. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can get this in there. I don't know how much the hands have cooled. Okay, so he does have him where he can kind of jab with it. But, of course, we all know that Michael likes the downward motion on his knife. That I just broke. Wow. That sucks. I guess I should have heated that hand a little more, huh? Dadgummit. Alright, I wonder if you can get a replacement knife from NECA. Oh, that sucks, because that's the one I was going to put in his hand. So let's see if I can bend the hand a little bit. Maybe I should have just tried that. You live, you learn, I guess. I guess I'll be getting a different Michael Myers and getting a different butcher knife. So we know Michael likes to stab like that. He likes to do the psycho. And then he also has a baseball bat. They could do an entire another wave of characters from this movie of background characters that are coming after him. I read you the box. It says a mob. They form a mob to come after him. There is a lady that shows up to kill Michael Myers with a toaster. I don't know, maybe you've seen that meme. They made it into a meme. It's like, props to this lady who showed up to fight Michael Myers with a toaster. So there was a bat. I think this was Tommy had the bat, I think, who was played by Anthony Michael Hall. He was one of the main ones organizing people to try to go get Michael. I believe he had the bat. So he does come with the bat here. I don't think he's quite going to get into a slugger pose with it. Don't look like he's going to have that much articulation. Might be able to. Yeah, he may be able to work it in there, but so he's got his bat. Man, I need a scale Negan bat. How awesome would that be? And Michael Myers swinging Lucille. Would there be a more deadly looking thing? So get the bat. So the one reason that I really wanted this one, he also comes with this. This is the multi-tool thing that rescue personnel use. So this is a fireman's tool, first responder tool. He shows up, or at the beginning of the movie of Halloween Kills, as I mentioned at the end of the first one, he's in the house, it's on fire. Well, the movie opens with fire department responding to that fire, and they start trying to fight the fire. They don't know if anybody's in it. They know whose house it is. They know there's no telling what they could be walking into. Well, he emerges from the basement and proceeds to take one of these things and just kills everybody. Actually wish he'd have kept this and used it through the whole movie, but at some point he had to pick up a butcher knife. But he just slaughters like nine first responders with this thing. And believe me, I hope nothing bad ever happens to any first responders, but for the purpose of this movie, it was awesome. So it's got blood on it. You can see it's all stained. It's got a couple different, looks like a couple different color swatches of blood on it as well. And I'm going to see if I can get this in there by bending the hand or pulling the hand off. These guys, these NECAs, man, they're right. I don't have any other open NECAs. I don't. They're awesome. I just hadn't bought many of them because they're so dang expensive. Everybody told me to heat them up, which I did. Just not long enough, apparently. Dang. Get this in camera. I apologize. This is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be to do this. So actually, he does grip it. Once that tightens back up, there you go. It does stay. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of these little bitty pegs. I mean, of course, these guys are meant to be posed and, pictures or whatever. So that's kind of how he comes at them in the movie. He comes up out of that basement and he's just swinging this thing. In this movie, man, like he murders that entire town. This has got the biggest kill count. This movie probably has a bigger kill count than all of the other Michael Myers movies put together. It's got to be dang close. So that's menacing. You can see off in there, no, Michael Myers' eye, his left eye is it's closed up. Oh, you can actually see in there that there's not an eyeball. You can't see into his right eye. It doesn't look like at his left eye. You can see something in there. She stabbed him in the original Halloween, if you remember. Laurie stabs him with the coat hanger and puts out his left eye, and that continues here. Damn you, hand. I do not like these little tiny pegs. I will say that. All right, popped in there good this time. I'm just scared to break it after I've got hands of steel after breaking that knife. So you can see him just swinging this thing, just vicious. Just I can't really make any quotes or anything because I don't think he said anything other than that's about the only thing you ever really heard him say. He kind of moaned a little bit when something kind of hurt him. So I do like this dude. And of course, there's no torso, anything. It's just you get the legs and the knees and the ankles where you want them, and then put the hands into place. So I'll probably have him since this is my favorite thing that he come with. I will probably have him on the shelf like that. But so that is the Halloween Kills NECA Ultimate Michael Myers. I am very glad that I went ahead and broke down and bought this dude. So I got some props up here, and I'll do a little bit of pictures real quick with stuff since I went through the trouble of getting it out and just kind of get him in a pose or two. So I will see you guys next time on 3-star draw. I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. Go hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, turn that bell on, let you know when I put something out. It's probably going to be really late at night or really early in the morning when I do. So I will see you guys. Thank you for stopping by.